Baby dolls, in case you haven't heard by now, Richard Hart has used Thunderbolt against the corrupt SEC. He is fighting the corrupt SEC. And I want to speak about the series of events that played out and why I stress to you it is important to buy FUD, to buy red candles, to buy and not listen. Just look at the chart. Red candle, okay, don't listen. But we're here because if you always block your ears out, you actually do miss out on altcoin leverage opportunities, on lottery tickets, ICOs, all this other nice shiny stuff. You do miss out on it, but you got to be equipped for it. That's why you like, subscribe, belly button, all. That's why I'm teaching you. Yes, I process the same things with you. Yes, it is spooky how they play out, but I want you also to put the pieces of the puzzle together. You need to have diamond hands, friends. You got to have diamond nuts. You got to wear diamond mittens. You've got to be a squirrel and hold your own nuts. If you don't have that, you shouldn't be listening at all. You can't. You just have to forego that opportunity cost. So this is what happened, right? Solana holders, this is why I'll do this marketing, this messaging. This is why I remember I made a video a while ago just telling everyone, when your bag's pumping, you go to the most recent bag pump or any of the other largest market cap coins and just do this, friends. Look at this in red. And these are real numbers, by the way. These are on CoinGecko. PulseChain up 15%, Solana down 6%. Wah, wah. So now you're going to see the wrath of the impulsive people. People don't want to buy in the red candles. They don't. That's everybody who wins. They don't want to buy cheap, deep. They don't. Right now, luckily for you, even after this initial round of excitement, it is still insanely undervalued to be in Pulse, PulseX, and HEX. Very undervalued. We are still like, I think, maybe 16x away, 15x from flipping Cardano. And obviously, we love Cardano. We love Charles. However, Cardano's valuation, I think, is more fair compared to, say, PulseChain, PulseX. PulseChain is only like, if we check right now on GoPulse from the non-origin address market cap, we're like literally 1 billion. You can see up here. You exclude the origin address. So it's literally a 17x to flip Cardano. But the movie and how it played out was very spooky, friends, because this is why you don't even try to predict the narrative. Don't even bother, right? I do it for fun and because, you know, we're into UFOs, intergalactic, demons, spiritual forces, all this other stuff happening, and spooky how things happen, right? And friends, all these things like remote viewing and people being able to like actually have psychic powers, all this telekinesis stuff, it's starting to like really come out into like the forefront of culture, pop culture and everything. We're starting to see more of it. And it's really making me think about stories and how they play out in charts. And it makes sense though, because in charts, we are using the best of our ability to try to predict the future because there's a lot at stake. You're trying to make a lot of money. You're trying to increase your financial position. So it only makes sense that people have incentives to try to like, you know, guess these and try to figure them out. But look, enjoy this, enjoy the movie. Look at this. So, you know, also I'm going to pump some music for you friends as well. Did you know also PulseChain pumped 48% in 2 days? I'm not going to tell you to go back and watch my old videos, but go back and watch my old videos from literally a week ago. You little soy boy virgin cucks, you know who you are in the comment section. There's only like 1 or 2, 99.9% of you beautiful friends. The 1 or 2 guys or girls who want a message and saying, just give up on it, bro. Just give up, man. It's gone. It's gone. No. You give up on being a soy boy little bitch. I'm going to keep buying red candles because I like buying things cheap. I'm not a sucker who buys green candles. Now, we love green candles, but we don't go thinking they're the buy of a lifetime. Now, luckily for you, there's been so many red monthly candles that there's still opportunity there. The PulseChain movie. This is a series of events. Isn't this spooky? So, firstly, on December the 14th, I have this chart here for you. Look at this, okay? On December the 14th, right, the PulseChain Wallet sacrifice. So, the world's #1 biggest DAI holder, the PulseChain and PulseX sacrifice wallet, on December the 14th, start buying Pulse and HEX here. They start buying it. Isn't that crazy? Now, that is kind of maybe in response to the corrupt SEC, which happens. Okay, so you can see from the chart, the big fat red arrow on the left, the corrupt SEC attacks Richard Hart and the PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX community. It's all one ecosystem. And then the wallet starts buying. Spooky, what comes next is, coincidentally, yesterday, Okay, so sometime after the wallet starts buying. So remember, he buys on December 14th, or the duck, whoever controls that wallet. Randomly, OG Faraday, a Twitter user who's been fighting PulseChain for 2 years, but he does provide legit, real on-chain evidence. He tries to correlate addresses. He's trying to find Richard Hart on chain. It's like a detective hunt, right? It's like a treasure hunt, really. And for some reason, he keeps making posts all the time. This post went viral. Pretty much. It started being posted. This post went viral. He basically is like, aha, the PulseChain Sacrifice wallet is moving money. And it's buying up Pulse and HEX. And it gains traction. Now, look at what happens at the same time as this. After he alerts everybody and the post gains momentum, the corrupt SEC's Twitter gets hacked. So you can see it on the chart here. The corrupt SEC, their Twitter gets hacked, and they start saying that they suck balls and all these other things, obviously, and they did a fake Bitcoin spot ETF approved. And then Gary Gensler has to pause chugging semen for just like 1 minute to tweet that, hey, it's a fake ETF approval, we haven't approved it, our Twitter got hacked. Concurrently, literally at the same time as this happens, Richard Hart, who some say owns a lot of PulseX and HEX, comes out to tweet saying, I am Richard Hart, I am using Thunderbolt against the corrupt SEC. I'm officially confirming my non-friendship with the SEC. I'm officially confirming my friendship with Aunt Carol, and I'm fighting the corrupt SEC. I'm going to use Thunderbolt on them multiple times. I hope they have health potions ready because they're going to need them. He does that at the same time. PulseChain, we react with a plus 15% pump. All of this story, all these, recent stories of today's is running at the same time as the HEX Conference. And the HEX Conference is on Matty Allen's channel, right? Matty runs the HEX Conference. Look at this, man. 6 hours, 6 hours. Like, look at this effort, man. 6 hours, 2 hours, 6 hours, multiple days, man. So the HEX Conference done every year, done out of the goodness of the heart of Matty, and everyone supports him. And it's not like Ripple's conference where they dump on you, because Ripple, yes, they dump on the XRP holders, and then they get the money and they host this little convention center to go party and take long bathroom lines. You know what I mean? So that's what happens in Ripple XRP land. But Matty did not go out and abuse the price and dump and run away. He said, well, you know what? I believe in this delayed gratification, long-term vision, and I'm going to do something for the community. It's completely different. One is grassroots, which is PulseChain, PulseX, and HEX, and Matty Allen. That's grassroots. The other way is like top-down banking, step on the poor people approach with Cripple. And you can see that, right? XRP army is literally crippled for the past 6 years. In fact, it's actually been 10 years because XRP/BTC ratio is down 70% since 2013. So all these events, friends, to recap, you had the corrupt SEC, everything buying. All of this is happening during the annual HEX conference, which was pre-planned from 6 months ago. What are the chances of that? All of that happening. That there's a corrupt SEC announcement, they get hacked, and Richard announces all these. Some people say, oh, Richard was timing it. But what he wasn't timing was a Twitter user alerting everybody. Isn't that wild? How come the Twitter, it started, right, on December 14th. And just to clarify, so I know we make fun of this, friends, but it's for good laughter and fun. So when the USDC DePegged almost a year ago, Coin Bureau and Sir Ivan the Great on technology, they just woke up in the middle of the morning. Both of them, coincidentally, they were hanging a wee in the middle of the morning, 3 a.m. And they're like, you know what? I'm done. I'm just selling. I'm getting out because we've just been through such a bad bear market. And they sold USDC low. They went back to sleep. During the middle of the night, the person or squirrel or duck who controls the PulseChain Sacrifice wallet, Richard Hart, maybe, it's rumors, he basically scooped up USDC at 90 cents and waited for it to repeg. I think the total amount gained was about $10 to $12 million. I think it was $12 million. And so of that 12 million, 3.7 million started to get deployed on December 14th. Now, the Twitter user, remember, you might say, oh, the conference is planned and Richard Hart is planned. But the Twitter user, OG Faraday, his post and him being aware of it starts around the HEX conference, How's that happen? Like, you literally, December 14th, it didn't gain traction. No one really took notice. It's just till now. Isn't that crazy, man? We tick over a new year. I told you, friends, how many times in my videos I told you, for some reason, you change the calendar year and people in crypto just go ballistic. Don't know why. But also sometimes with months, but more so the calendar year. It's just what happens. January, February. This is why boomers, they just don't get it. And I know it's very complex when you come from a world of bonds and interest rates and the yield curve and the spread between the Japanese Nikkei and how much is the equity ratio of the banks. You know, all these interest rates and all these differentials and stuff. They're looking at all these models and whatever. We're just like, you know what? I don't give a damn. This guy's using Thunderbolt. I know he's a higher level, and sweet, we're going to get like a 10x. Even if we don't, I want to dream of it. And I'm going to emotionally buy, and I don't give a damn. So that type of perspective and that type of passion is within the crypto community. So you're seeing all these events happen concurrently, and it really does feel like a movie. Okay, so look at this. You just can't make it up. You can't make it up. All these things planted. That's why I planted it here for you. All right. Also, a friend from another reptilian lizard believer, reptile hybrid, he has this thing. It's called synchronicity. So synchronicity refers to the sensation that coincidences are more than just chance. Well, you know, you see a lot of the US Army stuff and CIA stuff about how remote viewing works and how, friends, I know it sound crazy. Trust me, it sounded crazy to me as well, but we just don't get how our brains work fully yet. We don't even get how really time and gravity works and all this stuff. And you're probably wondering, like, what does these concepts got to do with markets? Well, in markets, everybody's trying to take everybody's money. So we're always trying to, like, guess, foreshadow the future. And sometimes spooky, weird things just repeat and there's absolutely no explanation for it. Case in point example, the Mt. Gox Ponzi Cycle. A big exchange that everybody thought would never go down, goes down in 2015, 2014. Then Bitcoin has a double bottom and then it slowly grinds up into the Bitcoin halvening and it hits the 61.8% retrace. That's literally what it did in the past. I mean, it's spooky, right? It literally did. Like, you don't believe me. We're going to draw it right now. I know you don't believe me. Look at this. This is the double bottom. Mt. Gox collapses, the double bottom, and then if you draw a fib, right before the Bitcoin halvening, okay, this is literally where the Bitcoin halvening is right there. You see that? What does it do, friends? It goes and touches around the 61.8% retrace, okay? Now, in our cycle, we had FTX. FTX collapses, we have a double bottom, and then spooky, all right, what happens now? We're around our Bitcoin halvening. Oh, golly gee, did we just touch the 61.8% retrace? Like, how on earth does that happen? And also spooky, exactly 365 days from the top, the FTX bottom happened. Look at this, bang, 365. You see that? 365 days. If you go back in the past, friends, look at this. Bitcoin, top to bottom, around 365 days. There you go as well. So, weird, man. Weird. And you know, man, we sat here every day. We sat here like, how come at around day 364 from the top, CZ gets like a calling from the universe, the cosmic rays. He says, he wakes up one day, he goes, you know what? I don't want you in my Pokemon team. You're not pulling up. I'm sending you to the Poke Center and I'm trading you for a Rattata. Okay, how come he just says that to FTX out of nowhere on day 364 after the Bitcoin top? And then when he does that, he makes that famous post. He says, let's not pretend to make love after divorce. And he divorces FTX. He says, you're out of my Pokemon team. My Pokemon team. Get out. Go to the Poke Center. I don't want to touch you, okay? You haven't even learned Growl yet. So that happens, and then a day later, everyone capitulates, and then Bitcoin forms the absolute bottom. How do you explain these, friends? I don't know. I don't know how to explain these. It's just, it's the woo-woo, the magic, and the woo. And by the way, you're literally watching a dude in a bull hat, by the way. So, I don't know. But for now, we see crypto adoption going up. We see these 4-year cycles still keep going. We see these like exogenous X-factor indicators, and it feels like these movies playing out. We're going to keep playing. That's it. The movie's playing and the credits haven't started rolling, friends. When will the credits roll? I don't know. Ask me every day. I try to figure it out. I try to give different theories, but we don't really know, okay? But you remember, the credit will roll when everybody's got their pants off. They're eating jelly beans. They got glitter on their face and they're doing handstands in the lounge room, okay? And the girls aren't even here yet. All right? And the pizza hasn't even arrived yet, by the way. You know what I mean? So that's when the credits start rolling. There is an ending to the movie. Every movie has an ending. Euphoria. Now, what does that look like? I guess we'll wait and see. Make sure you like, subscribe, belly button, all. Don't forget to tell mum and dad we do love jelly beans. We do love and appreciate them. Catch you soon.